皆さんこんにちは、めぐみです。今日は久々に動画を作りたいなと思いましたが、今回は、英語で動画を作りたいなと思いました。なのでここからは英語にスイッチします。Hi everyone! So it's been a while since I've made a YouTube video. Part of it is just perfectionism. I was making a video about my trip to Angkor Wat from February and I wanted it to look like perfect and good, but you know, sometimes you can't achieve perfection, right? And so I kind of got a little bit stuck on that and I haven't been posting since, but recently I did an interview with my friend Austin Tukwa, who is living here in Cambodia as well. 今日はインタビューしてくださったオースティン君をちょっと短くインタビューしたいと思います。
皆さんこんにちは、オースティンです。
イエーイ。今日はありがとう。
ありがとう。バイバイ。
バイバイ。
Japanese, I love you.
And so many of you commented just the sweetest things. Anyways, most of my channel up until now has been, well, all of it has been in Japanese, but I decided I think English reaches just a broader audience and I kind of wanted to just reintroduce myself and say hi to all of you in English. So that's what I'm doing. Hi! I was honestly taken aback by all the nice comments on Austin's video. It's really just humbling to see people kind of acknowledge or recognize where you're coming from and, you know, just recognizing, you know, the work that you've put in over the past few years, especially in like language learning. I still have a long ways to go in my Khmer fluency, but just the first few years were really, really tough. I started like seriously going at it in 2019 when I was in Japan, and I didn't grow up around Khmer people. I first came to Cambodia in 2013 and that was my first time to be exposed to Cambodia, the Khmer language and the Khmer people and culture, etc. So it is relatively new to me, I guess, in the fact that I didn't grow up around it, or you know, I've never really been surrounded by Cambodian communities like on the daily basis. So yeah, that was a little bit of a challenge. Really glad that I did put in the work and the effort those first few years especially. And I was just watching a video about language learning today by this expert polyglot, and he was saying that the number one thing that's important in learning language is motivation. And I thought, wow, that is so true. Because for me, even though I didn't have people around me who were learning Khmer, I didn't have people who were pushing me to learn Khmer even. There were even people kind of, you know, being like, are you sure about that? But I had the motivation, and I think that's what allowed me to keep going. That's what really like kept me motivated to stay on top of, you know, doing my homework when I was taking an online course, or just practicing the alphabet. And I remember just writing out the Khmer alphabet and I was like, I love this. I love doing this. It didn't feel like a burden, although it took me so much like willpower, I think that's the right word, at times. But I remember like just being able, the first time I read the word Phnom Penh on a motorcycle plate, like I think during my trip in 2014 or 2015 out here, I remember I was so proud of myself. I was like, I just read Khmer and I was so happy. So yes, so anyways, I agree with what this expert polyglot was saying, that motivation is so key in learning a language. So yeah, I guess I introduce myself again here. So my name is Meg. I am half Japanese, half American, and I grew up mostly in Japan. I loved growing up in Japan. I think any place you grow up in, there are gonna be challenges, right? And I did see those challenges of growing up in Japan firsthand, you know, whether that be as a Japanese or as a biracial. But I can say that I still love Japan. But what's funny is that now, where I am at in life now, I have a lot of people telling me, you're not Japanese. And I actually have a video with my friend Julia when she was here in Cambodia, because we both experienced where people would be telling us like, you're not Japanese, and we're like, hey, ha, yeah, we are, we can show you our passport. Well, I think now it's interesting being a biracial who's grown up in Japan, stepping out of Japan where people mostly recognize that I'm half Japanese. They don't have an issue with it. For some reason, I step outside of Japan and everybody has an issue. They're like, you're American, which I think is just so funny. I'm like, y'all are hilarious. I don't think, maybe they've just never met somebody who is multilingual or who is an international. I digress. So right now I'm living in Cambodia. I've been here since 2020, but I went back during COVID a year, and then I went back to join the Miss Universe Japan pageant 1 year. And now I've been here for about a year and a half nonstop, which has been great. It has been extremely challenging, but extremely great at the same time. But tomorrow I am leaving to Thailand for some work. After that, I will be heading over to Japan to spend some time with my family and my cats as well. So right now I'm actually having my last supper. I got, this is harumaki, fresh spring rolls, and this is not an ad, but I really like this restaurant. They have like great Khmer food for very, well, relatively affordable. I'm gonna try one. Like the sauce. Okay, I'm back. I did not find my goma dore, my sesame dressing, so I don't know what to eat this with. I guess like some tsuyu, mentsuyu. It's like soy sauce but with fish, but it's not fish sauce, but it's great. It's like a light and healthy soy sauce. Moving on. I wanted to briefly share a few points, what I love about living in Cambodia and what I don't love about living in Cambodia. Having been here for 3 years, I would say I really like the convenience of things. For example, this meal was delivered to me from across town in a matter of like 30 to 40 minutes, and it was like raining crazy outside. You can order in food for quite cheap. If it's nearby, it's usually free delivery. Even if it's far, it's about $2.50. And so it's quite convenient to order in food, which is great when you're sick or you don't feel like cooking. So I really like that convenience. And also, second, it's convenient to get around town. In Phnom Penh at least, it's quite easy to go from one end to the other and quite quick because it's not a huge city. Even to go up north to like Siem Reap, it's only like a 5 to 6 hour bus ride. Otherwise, like if you're booking like taxis and whatnot, it can get a little bit tricky. You definitely want to be with somebody who knows what they're doing. But generally, the information is online, how to book buses. And if you're in the city, motorcycle or tuk-tuk or taxi is a great way to get around. Third, I like about living in Cambodia, I really like the weather. I just really like the sunshine here. I think that helps elevate your mood and whatnot. I actually think I like the rainy season better than the hot season though. I also like that they have Eon here. It's a source of comfort for me, even though the Eons here are like 10 times nicer than the ones in Japan. Please don't tell anyone I said that. I really like the Eons here. They're great. I love that they have Krispy Kreme and Starbucks. I want to keep it short for this video. Things that I don't like about being here. I guess one thing is that it's quite localized. Food shops, restaurants, cafes. And it is one thing that I do I like it? Well, now that I've been here for quite a while, I can like recognize the shops and I kind of have a grid for things. But when I first came, it felt very foreign and kind of uncomfortable for me because I'm not seeing these brands or companies that I've been used to seeing in Japan or in the States or in other countries such as McDonald's. Cambodia still doesn't have McDonald's. I don't know if they will. Even Starbucks, they didn't have Starbucks when I first arrived, but now they do. And not to say that, every country needs to have a Starbucks. Of course not. But I think when I moved here as a girl by myself, you do seek for those familiar things. Although I love the adventure, I love it all, but I think there are times when you're adapting to something new, you kind of need those moments of just relief of like, okay, this is familiar, I feel safe here. So that's something that I would say I don't particularly enjoy. That's my very brief points of what I do enjoy and what I don't enjoy so much about living in Cambodia. I'll probably do a deeper dive into these points later on in a different video, but I hope you guys enjoyed. I will hopefully be vlogging my time in Thailand. Yeah, thank you guys for being here. If you have any questions, of course, please ask them in the chat box below. And hope to share more information on here as time goes on. Thank you guys again for being here. Chim Bip Lia.